Okay, y'all. First things first, I'm gonna just do a quick and quick, straight to the point review on the Alexander Povetkin versus Johan Duhaupas fight that just took place earlier today, or perhaps it was yesterday in Russia. Uh, Povetkin won the fight via six-round TKO stoppage, which was a devastating double left hook knockout blow, which sent Duhaupas to the canvas and hitting his head coming down, and he was out, literally out cold. And when I said in my initial video, my previous video about this fight between Povetkin and Duhaupas was a disgraceful fight, but let me just ease the tone on that a little bit. I would like to say it was the fight that just took place in Russia was a bad example of allowing a fighter who failed a drug test with a banned substance that's just far more stringent and severe, which is a very equatable to anabolic steroids, and he was allowed to compete hours before this was announced. I find that very disgraceful and shameful, to be honest with you, that he was allowed to get in the ring. And from Ryan Bensky's standpoint, which is Povetkin's promoter, he had pretty much was not going to take another financial loss on a fight where his top fighter is being promoted, where people bought tickets, the advertisers were there, and the money, the marketing dollars, production costs was spent, et cetera, et cetera. He was going to make sure he's going to get his money back. So he was hell bent on getting a replacement for Alexander Povetkin, because Bermain Stiverne had pulled out of the fight after learning the news. Okay, um, if you think about it, his whole intent was to get a shot at Deontay Wilder. He wanted retribution against him. Knowing that the WBC withdrew their sanctioning from the fight, to him, he felt it was worthless to fight Povetkin at this point. He said, forget it. I'm just head home and take my loss. I mean, I hope Stiverne does get compensated some way or another, because I think that's very inconvenience to him, that he had to travel to Russia and he has to, meet to the terms that was set forth by World of Boxing, which is Povetkin's promoter, and so forth. And I hope he does get treated fairly in this situation. But needless to say, though, after the fight, I believe this quote came out here. After the fight, Povetkin went out and took a shot at Bermain Stiverne, and he said here, quote, that Stiverne was out of shape and he was just looking for a way out for not fighting me. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and read a couple quotes here. Sir, when asked about the Stiverne situation, he said, look, I think Stiverne probably did not want to fight. This was evident from the beginning. There was no desire burning in his eyes, and in general, it seems to me that he did not train. I mean, what's the point of taking some dope to fail on the last test? I mean, that's pointless. I mean, I don't know how that got in my body. Okay. I don't know how it got in my body, but when the information was learned that I failed, I became very uncomfortable, very worried. Okay. First things first. I know a lot of athletes use that angle to try to stake their innocence or whatnot. I mean, there are some cases that can happen, but at the same time, Mr. Povetkin, this is the second time in a year, within 6 months, you failed a drug test on on a banned substance. Okay, Jesus Christ. I mean, God damn it. Was Burmeister Vern the reason why you failed the drug test? Was he the one that injected what's the drug called again? Um, Ostarine, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Ostarine. Did he injected Ostarine in your system and purposely hope you fail the test so he can get out of the fight? My God, I'll tell you one thing. With quotes like that will definitely give those crazy French people ammunition to make this a conspiracy theory against Alexander Povetkin. Okay, this is the same talk that he used after he got popped for the Meldonian situation. Okay, he accused Wilder for purposely getting out of the fight, that he felt that Wilder had no intentions of fighting him in the beginning. I mean, God damn it, man. Seriously, all I gotta say is that This is delusional talk from Alexander Povetkin. I do respect him. I probably don't respect him now after the fact that he failed this test again. Now, let me clear up that Mendonian situation on who's right, who's wrong here, okay? First things first. Those who argue against Povetkin being a cheat did have a case to make. Why? Because Alexander Povetkin all of a sudden changed his physique. He was gaining muscle definition at a very accelerated pace. He gained power. He gained much more endurance, which he previously did not have either one of those attributes prior to the Marco Hutt fight. That's when people were very suspicious of him because he was not knocking people out at the rate that he did after that fight. Okay? Now, the Maldonian situation, okay? There were some people who defended Povetkin. They were right in some regards, okay? They said, look, we can't determine the excretion periods of Maldonian. He had the low legal amount, which which was the initial ruling by WADA that anybody who tests positive after March 31st of this year, they cannot have the Maldonian in their system. That was their initial ruling, but they subsequently changed it to October of this year just to suit Povetkin. Okay, let's be honest. It was a technicality just to give him some time, pretty much to get him off onto to that nature. Okay, now what I was right about and what was strictly boxing news and Hatman Strikes Back, what we were right about is the fact that Povetkin was not fully vindicated. When the WBC made their first ruling on the matter, they specifically said that Alexander Povetkin will be put on a probationary period, on a monetary period, where he has to pay out of pocket to partake in a clean boxing program. He'll be randomly tested year round, and he'll have to what else? He will be stripped of his mandatory status for the WBC title to the champion Deontay Wilder. He will remain his rank. He'll remain a top ranked fighter. He'll sustain his ranking status, but he will have to fight for that mandatory position again. Okay. They never specifically said there that he was cleared. He was only cleared on a provisional basis. But yet there were some idiots who was running around saying, "Oh, he's fully vindicated. He's not being punished here." Yeah, that is a form of punishment when you have your mandatory status stripped from you. Okay, if that's not a form of punishment, you tell me what is. Okay, and the WBC had to come out and clarify that exact point to those crazies, and those crazies took it as a grain of salt. They're calling the WBC a xenophobic organization. Now, and they're making accusations that Al Heyman's they're in bed with Al Heyman, the PBC. I mean, wow. Okay. I know I'm just I'm jabbering on a little bit here, but the thing is that Povetkin really needs to wake the fuck up, okay, and realize of the amount of shit that he's got himself into, okay? He really got to realize that now. I mean, that's all I got to say. I'm going to drop a link to the article below so you guys can take a look at it in the description box. Come to your own conclusions. I'm out.